Good morning, everyone. Boker Tov, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers and grandfathers. We find, interestingly, that in the Torah, the first conversation ever recorded between a father and a son is the conversation between Abraham, the first Jew, and his son Isaac. There are no conversations between Adam and his children. There are no conversations between Noah and his children. But when Abraham is walking to the binding of Isaac with his son, Isaac turns to his father and he says, Avi, Dad, Father. And the first words uttered from the first father to the first child is Abraham's response to Isaac. And it's two words. Hineni b'ni, I am here for you, my son. What a powerful message about what fatherhood is all about. Fatherhood could be captured in two simple words. Hineni b'ni, I am here for you, my son. On the morning of October 7th, retired General Noam Tibon was with his wife on the beach of Tel Aviv for an early morning swim when his phone rang, and it was his son, Amir, who lives in Nachal Oz, frantically, desperately calling his father, saying, there are Hamas terrorists who have invaded our kibbutz. Me and my wife and our two daughters, Carmel and Galia, are in the safe room. Dad, what should I do? And his response was, Ani tekef ba, I am coming immediately. And he and his wife got into their car and started to head south for an hour-and-a-half drive to go rescue his son. Along the way, as they got close to the kibbutz, they saw a couple desperately fleeing the Nova festival. And he had to make a decision. Do I keep on going to my son, or do I save this couple? And he realized that just like I want to save my kids, this young couple has parents too that want to see their children alive. And so he pulls over, takes them, makes a U-turn, goes back a half hour in the opposite direction to bring them to the army for safety. And then he turns back and heads towards the kibbutz. And when he gets to the kibbutz, they won't allow anyone into the kibbutz, the army. He finds a path through the fields, gets into the kibbutz, and makes his way to his son's home. And he gets into the home, bangs on the door of the safety room, of the mamad, and he says two words, Ani po, I am here. And from the other side of the door, he hears his son Amir say to his two young daughters, Carmel and Galia, Heftachti lecha, I promised you that Saba Yavo, that Grandpa is going to arrive. That is the meaning of Hineni b'ni, I am here for you, my child. Fascinatingly, we have been in war since October 7th, 10-7. And what has been the response of the Jewish people to the tragedy of 10-7? The response has been, Hineni b'ni, I am here for you. Our children and grandchildren will never have to endure this type of atrocity, this type of attack. Once and for all, we will rid the Middle East from the enemies of Israel. No more Hamas, no more Hezbollah. We're going to get rid of the Houthis. Syria regime is gone. And now, the last head of the snake, Iran, will be defeated. Because we are saying to our children and to future generations, we are here for you to make sure that you don't have to suffer this type of evil ever again. But what is the date that Israel chose by divine providence to respond with this war, which is called Hein Am Kalavi, a nation that rises like lions, based on the words of Bilam, that the Jewish people rise like a lion and like a lioness. The date was June 6/13, and we all know the significance of 6/13. 6/13 is the mitzvot of the Torah. And indeed, when you look at the words of Rashi on this verse, what does it mean that the Jewish people will rise up like a lion? Rashi says that we rise out of bed in the morning like lions with strength to go do mitzvot, to do good deeds, to serve God and fulfill His commandments. And our response to 10-7 is 6:13. More mitzvot have been performed from 10-7 to 6:13. From 10-7, 2023 to 6/13/2025 than any period in our modern day lives. Daily, millions of mitzvot around the world, charity, kindness, acts of unity and love, tefillin, lighting Shabbos candles, Jews coming to shul. And our response is not just a physical response, but a spiritual response. Yes, we're going to fight. Like lions we'll fight. But we'll also rise out of our beds like lions to perform Hashem's mitzvot. Because we know that if we want to protect our children on earth and be good fathers, we need the love, the protection of our Father in heaven. And as a Jewish nation, we turn to Hashem. And that's why the Prime Minister, before the war began, put on a talit, went to the kotel, knocked on the door of heaven through the kotel, and put a message in, a note with the verse, Hein am klavi yakum ukariyit nasa, asking God to allow us to rise up like lions and destroy our enemies once and for all. Indeed, last night, when these tragically missiles hit Israel, there was an image of an IDF officer, female officer, carrying out of the rubble a little 3-month-old baby girl who was rescued from the rubble. And when I looked at that picture tragically, and I said, this poor innocent girl only entered this world 3 months ago, and now she has to be underneath rubble because of evil. This is the world that's welcoming her. But when I saw that IDF woman carrying the baby, I said, that is our response. We will be there for our children, but not just to rescue them, God forbid, when they are in rubble, or God forbid, like Noam Tibon, to rescue his children and grandchildren from a safe room in the kibbutz when Hamas terrorists all around. But we will proactively rescue our children. We will go fight today, physically and spiritually, by performing good deeds, each and every one of us increasing in our mitzvot, and the IDF through doing their job, to say to not just our children today, but for our children and all future generations, Hineni bini, we are here for you, our children. We will make sure that you will live in a life in a world of safety and security. So as the IDF rises up like lions to defend Israel and the Jewish nation, let us rise out of our beds, as Rashi says, like lions, to do as many mitzvot for the safety and the protection of the Jewish nation. Today is Father's Day. By all means, celebrate with your children, but remember the most important thing, as a father, to teach your children about our Father in heaven, and make sure that they have a relationship not just with you, their Father on earth, but most importantly, with their Father in heaven through the performance of His mitzvot. Have a happy, meaningful Father's Day.